Here we are. Here we are again.
It's easy enough to just walk away, then coming to terms with what to say. This feeling inside I just can't bear. Wavering here, wavering there.
With Xewleer the Mercenary King, deck blade wing profiles. Don't be racist towards the Native Americans, Hanson. You piece of shit. Anyway.
You're right.
Yeah, but they were conquered. They deserved it. So what we got here is a nearly SP'd out blade wing deck. Nearly. Yeah, I went full bore for this thing. So our starter is Deranged Singular, Forerunner, Darkness. When this unit boosts, it gets +2 until on the ballot. You'll use it, sure, but you don't use it. Then Auto Rearguard, when your G unit strides, you put this unit and all of your grade 1 or greater rearguards into the soul and draw 2 cards. So basically, this allows you to go ham with a bunch of like Dimension Creepers, Sykes, and, well, you don't want to run anything with GB, but basically it's Dimension Creepers and Sykes and Were-Tiger Jaegers, and then recover from it pretty easily, because you do want those cards to like go in the soul to give you special skills and abilities. I do like the new Succubus heal trigger. Atlas of Nightmare Land is pretty good, but I think I'm going to try my hand in a Nightmare Land deck eventually. I do like her quite a bit. Like, just the art I appreciate. For the old art, Hysteric Shirleys, which I like a bit better. Into Soul, if you have a Dark Irregulars, Vanguard Soul Charge 1. For Dark Knight of Nightmare Land, into Soul plus 3k to something. New art. Monochrome of Nightmare Land, Act Rearguard GB1. Put this unit in the top of the deck, shuffle your deck, Soul Charge 1, and if the number of cards in your soul is 6 or more, choose a card from your Jammer Zone, turn it face up, and then if the number of cards in your soul is 10 or more, draw a card. Like, if you have a choice between all your triggers to keep, it's Monochrome, then Heals, then Crits, then Hysteric Shirleys. Unless you're going for ham, in which case Knights and Hysteric Shirleys are mixed. Huh. Then I run 4 Enigmatic Assassins. I only run 4 grade 3s in this deck. Why? Well,
Because you're a cuck?
I cuck others, Hanson. I am not myself a cuck. Unless it's one of those dramatic tension things where I'm being cucked as I cuck other men. In fact, those other men cuck me with my wife as I cuck them with their wives. And neither of us know anything about it.
Well, you went somewhere I didn't want to go.
Inception of cuckery. Everyone's wearing the horns. Enigmatic Assassin, Auto Soul Darkness. At the beginning of your attack step, if the number of cards in your soul is 10 or more, you may call this card a Rearguard Circle. If you do, this card gets plus 5k, and then if it's 15 or more, this unit gets plus 10k. So basically, it's a 20k thing. I've seen people use it for Guild Array to make like a 56k column where you can't perfect shield. I've seen people use this in like Ammon decks. I've seen people use this in all kinds of decks. The deck I'm using it in is with Demagogue. I soul charge as much as possible. These come out during my attack step, and I swing for like 46k a piece, which I've hit once. But to be fair, that was with the old deck. 3 Succubus of Pure Loves. This is like the only card I don't want to like SP out because you lose the flavor text, and the flavor text is so good. I have no need for things like Virtue, and it's like, you're a slut of a Succubus. That's right. We slut shame on this channel.
Fair enough.
No, we don't.
Continue.
Official word from Ash. We do not slut shame.
I say we do. That's excessive.
There's going to be a 4th one in a second.
That's excessive.
No, dude.
No, it's not. No, leave it in. People expect this from me. My fans demand it.
This is why you get downvoted.
It's like 3 downvotes.
Downvote this Wheeler.
I get like 3 downloads at most of the video,
Well, now you're
maybe.
gonna get more because I said that.
Exactly. I don't even care how many downvotes I get on this video. I could say whatever I want. I could strip myself naked and like play the cards on my belly, and I get more likes. All of a sudden, I become the gay icon of Vanguard, and I didn't want it. This is not all I
And you
expected.
make like the perfect gay icon.
No.
course you know that.
Oh, Were Tiger
Oh my
Jaeger.
god, dude.
Auto. Counterblast
Wouldn't
1.
that mean you like them more, though?
Oh my god, dude.
I come back with a lisp. Hey, guy.
Oh my god, no, I don't want this.
I never asked for
But Amber,
this.
you like
I
them
start giving out
significantly
shoulder
more.
rubs. Just go, how you doing there?
Back to your video.
Patrick, you got good shoulders. Thanks, Ben. See, I think I got Patrick just right there. When this card is put into the soul to the effect of your card, you may pay the cost during your turn. And if you do, draw a card. So you can't use it for Agrat Bat Malat, which is pretty important. However, you can use it for just about everything else.
I don't need that.
Axe, Soul, Darkness, Counterblast 1, choose a card from your hand to discard it. If the number of cards in your soul is 6 or more, Soul Charge 1. And then if the number of cards in your soul is 10 or more, you may put this card into your hand. It's a pretty decent card. But you don't ever want to just minus yourself for 1 Soul Charge. You know what I mean? Continuous Hand. When you're paying the cost of Stride, the number of cards in your soul and Hand Darkness ability is 2 or more. And guess what? Who has Darkness here? Fucking Enigmatic Assassin. Nightmare Land, Monochrome Nightmare Land. You know, this guy, it's gonna happen. This unit gets grade +2. This part isn't a problem. And yes, eventually I will run 4 SPs. Dimension Creeper. This is one of my fun decks. Like, I love playing this deck. Axe Soul. Put this card in the drop zone if you have a Dark Irregulars Vanguard Soul Charge 2. So basically it's a 1 for a +2 to Soul. Basically you want to get as many of these as possible into the Soul. Cards like this guy can help. Cards like this can help. You know how it is. There's a lot of ways to do it. 2 Succubus of Avarices. She is a perfect shield. Vanguard only. Axe, Soul, Darkness. Choose one of your grade 1 or less rear guards and retire it. Return this card to your hand. So basically, you know, you kill something you don't need anymore, and then grade 1 or less, and comes out. I use them mostly to get Enigmatic Assassins out of the way, and you know, put one of these into hand. Doesn't kind of cost a counterblast. The reason why I do not. The reason why I do not use more perfect shields is simply because these are pretty guaranteed to happen. You know, it's fine. I run 2 Tragic Claw. Now, Tragic Claw kind of has disappeared from it. However, I think the decks that they play are too simplistic. Tragic Claw's ability that I use it the most for is his auto Vanguard Rearguard. When your other unit is placed in the same column as this unit, you may Soul Charge 1, which is a great ability in and of itself because he can combo up things during your battle step, even if you don't get the power for it. However, he does get power in a way. Auto Rearguard GB1 Darkness. When the other unit is placed in the same column as this unit, even if you don't Soul Charge or otherwise, if the number of cards in your soul are 10 or more, it gets boosted until end of turn. And if it's 15 or more, this unit gets +2k. So really what you want to do is you want to place Enigmatic Assassins in front of it until it's your last attack, and that's when you boost for a really powerful go-about. Now, you could also do it in the middle, but basically there's probably going to be a perfect shield you're going to have to bait out somewhere, but he can help. He can help with that. He has saved my bacon several times. Even if he's just an 11k booster, and like I've got like 40k Enigmatic Assassins, that's 51k. You know, that's that. I run 3 Covetous Succubuses. Auto GB1, Counterblast 1, Darkness. When this unit is placed on rearguard, pay the cost if you Soul Charge 1. Number of cards in your soul are 6 or more, Counter Charge. And if it's 10 or more, draw 2 cards, choose a card from your hand, and discard it. I don't like the hand this card, but there's plenty of ways to use this card to gain, you know, just plenty of things going. The problem is that this burns 3 cards from your deck and you discard 1 of them. That's kind of a waste. So you gotta be careful. Yes, these are SP2. SP packs, baby. 3 Flying Librarians. I'll be real here. I think this should have gotten the SP instead of this card. Auto GB1, Counterblast 1. When this unit is placed on rearguard circle, pay the cost if you do Soul Charge 2. Then, if the number of cards in your soul is 6 or more, draw a card. That's real easy. I've never like failed that. And then if the number of cards in your soul is 10 or more, choose a card from your damage zone, turn it face up. So if you have 8, just go for it. Like 8 cards in soul. Soul Charge 2, get the draw, get the counter charge. If you use things like, where are they? Monochrome Cat of Nightmare Land to basically fix up your counterblast if you have to miss it. Just as long as you know you remember what your timing is. If you're at 10 or more, draw a card. I run 4 Psychs. This is a build based around hitting that super huge number for your Enigmatic Assassins, and running 4 Psychs is necessary. He is the same thing as Dimension Creeper, but if you have a Vanguard with Blade Wing and this is placed on Rearguard, Soul Charge 1. So in other words, you can place him early game like Soul Charge 2, because you do still need a beefy ass soul. Play this in and then they go in and use these other skills. Very efficient. I love it. 4, Blade Wing Sullivan. Continuous Vanguard. If the number of cards in your soul is 15 or more, this unit gets all your Guardians, get plus 10k. Shield. Continuous Vanguard. And Auto Vanguard. At the end of battle, this unit attacked Soul Blast 2. So in other words, after you're at 15 cards in Soul, this ability goes active even if you don't want it. Part of the reasons Dominate is so bad, even though you probably won't have too many like really powerful cards in there, out there on the field to attack you, you'll still have to pay the cost in Soul until you're below 15.
On top of that, Dominate can make your units. I can make your starter pump up to 11 pretty easily.
Oh yeah, but you still have to do quite a few things for it.
There's a grade 3 that you run that you'd run that just rest a unit that you're probably just going to put into the soul.
Yeah.
Your opponent chooses a unit and gives it 3k, and then my grade 3 gains 10k.
Ah, okay.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, him. I remember him. I wouldn't think you'll be using him, but if you're using him, okay.
I mean, unless you want to go full sheer Nui, but that's just bad.
Yeah. So I'll work up to the ace of the deck as it going on. 1, Agrat Bat Malat. I don't think you need her as much, but she's a nice plus 2k to Soul, which means that she boosts herself up by 15k basically. If you have 6 or more Soul, which you will, you'll have 15 or more Soul. So you combine them up with him, so you're at 41k. You know, she's pretty nice. I run 2 Nighttime Gentleman Saint Germain. When this used placed on Guardian Circle, if the number of cards in your soul is 10 or more plus 10k, and if the number of cards in your soul is 15 or more, choose any number of cards and they get resist. I think it's fairly obvious why I would want this card. Play it, give everything resist as you can. Hanson, when things lose Dominate, do they also lose resist if I've given them resist during my turn?
So, problem with that, there's only one card so far that you can actually, if that Saint Germain would affect. But that's only because I think Saint Germain only gives them resist during the battle phase.
Yeah. I get you.
But
basically, like, if I give him resist.
If you give him resist, you couldn't pick the units that I took already.
That's true. Well, I run 1 Medical Studies of Extension Vincent. I'll figure it out. Like, I know I can use him to counter Dominate in a way. I just have to figure out the timing
It has
for
to be the first. You have to use him on the first attack of the turn.
Yeah, basically.
So basically, right after I stride, Dominate.
GB1, choose a face-down G-Guardian from your G-Zone, turn it face up. When this unit is placed on Guardian Circle, you may pay the cost of use Soul Charge 1, which can help if you're at 14 Soul. And this gets plus 5k for every 5 cards in Soul. That's whatever. But if you can boost it up by like 25, hey, that starts looking pretty good. I run 1 Cryptid Knowledge Sabnak. Auto Counterblast 1 when this unit is placed on Guardian Circle during the battle of your opponent. Vanguard attack. The number of cards in your soul is 10 or more. Pay the cost. If you do, this unit gets plus 5k. Choose one of your Vanguards and it gets plus 5k. Power until end of turn, which is pretty good. So basically, you're giving your Vanguard plus... Let's see, this is 20, 31, 36, 40, 46k guard. Just with this one, if you're at high level. This deck does not use too many counterblasts, even with Were Tiger Jaeger, and Monochrome Nightmare Land does take care of your countercharging skills pretty easily. Remember, a lot of the grade 2s I showed that counterblast do also unflip damage at certain levels of cards.
No, it just sounds wrong. He doesn't have the...
I run 1 Seabreeze. I don't really like running Seabreeze in general, because my decks do tend to run elements that don't require G-Break as much. But, you know, it's there. Counterblast 2, choose a card from your hand, discard it, and if your opponent hasn't rewritten over its grade 2, then you may stride. All clans, all nations. As long as this is also face down. Now, this will be where I would show you my 4SP Breda mouse. But
Except.
you see that? I did exactly as you said, Ash. Auto Vanguard, once per turn, G-Break 2, Darkness. Counterblast 1, choose a face-down card with the same card name as this unit from the G-Zone, turn it face up, and choose 2 cards from your hand and put them into your soul. When this unit attacks, if the number of cards in your soul is 10 or more, you may pay the cost. So in other words, you lose the 2 cards from hand before your drive checks. I think that's quite important. If you do, return all grade 0s from your rear guards and soul to deck. In other words, Enigmatic Assassins and everything else you've got there. And shuffle your deck. Choose 2 of your units and they get plus 5k. And until at the end of battle, stand this unit and it gets drive check -2. I use this because I'm running less Tybalts than usual. Also, the various 0s and whatnot that I'm putting out there are excellent guard when they're drive checked, and might produce it. The only problem with this card is the fact that I'm not rear guard focused. So I might not have rear guards of sufficient quality such that the plus 5Ks I'm giving out make a big effect. But the fact that he's a restander after the Enigmatic Assassin's turn is just gravy. And, you know, Abominable 1, Gilderay. I still run 2 of him. He's fantastic. I've actually considered running 4 of him, but I needed an extra G-Guard, and I don't want to be stuck with 1 Tibble. So choose a face-down copy of himself, turn it face up. If the number of cards in your soul is 10 or more, this gets plus 10k. And then if the number of cards in your soul is 15 or more, this unit gets Auto Vanguard. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, and your opponent cannot call grade 1 or greater cards from hand to G. If the number of face-up cards in your G-Zone is 2 or more, this unit gets a crit. I have killed people first strike turn with this. When I rushed them pretty hard, but I knew I couldn't get my my numbers up pretty good for Enigmatic Assassins. I damage checked them. So what I did was, I bought myself up to 15 through some lucky, basically some lucky Dimension Creepers, and Flying Librarians and Psychs. Like, I just sort of had a really lucky chain. And I got up to 15, and I attacked with Gilderay, and they had 5 damage. You know, 36k, I think I had 1 Enigmatic Assassin or something like that swung. Ended the game right there, you know, because they didn't get the heal. If they had gotten the heal, I probably would have been mad. But yeah, that's how you use them. Like, you don't need the crit. It's technically GB3 gets a crit. That's what it is.
Probably the closest.
1 Shaharat, SGR. Devour the Dark, Control the Dark. Auto Vanguard GB2, and there's a lot of GB2 kind of cards here. Counterblast 1, when this unit attacks Vanguard, pay the cost. If you do, put all your rear guards into your soul. Like I say, Enigmatic Assassins, maybe. And this unit gets plus 10k until end of battle. If the number of cards in your soul is 10 or more, retire all your opponent's rear guards. And the number of cards in your soul is 15 or more. Until end of battle, your opponent cannot call cards with Sentinel from hand to G. So basically, he prevents perfect shields and sentinel abilities, and then from hand. That's very specific. And he retires all rear guards. I have fucked with Blaster Blade people by just retiring their field, and Sanctuary Guards and all that jazz. He's great. I only run 1 of him because he doesn't really provide me any other advantage, and he doesn't get a crit like Gilderay does. So really, he's there just to wipe field for very specific reasons. Which is just fantastic. I run 2 Tybalt. When this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle, if you have a heart card with Blade Wing in the card name, return all cards from your drop zone to deck, shuffle your deck. If the number of cards in your soul is 15 or more until end of turn, this unit gets continuous. All your rear guards in the front row get plus 10k. I have used that skill before. And if not, it gets Soul Charge 5, you know, because you need to hit that number. I have used that first skill to win games before, but remember, it's just 30k Enigmatic Assassins. Other times I've Soul Charged 5, gotten like all these Enigmatic Assassins in here, and just gone for it and won the game. Like, there's a lot of versatility with this card, and I'm sad I only have to run 2. However, I think that I'm betting on the Breda Mouth to win it for me when I can't win it with Demagogue. Yes, this is the famous card. The card where I discovered my joy of being a dick online. I don't know whether you heard that, but all the people in the room sighed.
There was one. are 5 people in this room.
During your main phase, when a card is put into the soul until end of turn, this unit gets continuous. During your turn, all units in the front row get plus 1k. So that's that. At first, me and some other people who theory crafted it, namely Chancellor and the Comeback King, who introduced me to this deck. At first, we thought this card was bad. Like, we just thought it was generic. Shaharat was the main build for Dark Irregulars at the time, and most of its soul charging was during the stride phase or the battle phase. Also, Ammon wasn't as supported as it is now, and what support it had was kind of lackluster. The Legion isn't that great, you know. It's just not that great compared to some of the stride stuff you can do now, and some of the support that they got recently, especially in set 7. And the new stuff as well. So, you know, we kind of just brushed it under the rug here. But then, of course, when we saw the combo and, you know, we started investigating it, that's when we really sort of started getting into it. Especially since, you know, it can hit all kinds of power. As you can see here, besides this one, all these cards have some element of soul charging or allowing me to stride, or just heal triggers, or the object of soul charging. Like, like heal triggers you're just gonna need. There's not much to say about this. Like, the only thing is it doesn't work with this guy too well, but that's probably by design. Blade Wings were a thing when they started designing these cards, probably, and they didn't want to sort of, like, make it super OP, unlike what they're doing with Royal Paladins. So, an ideal soul is something like this. Hold on. Let's just... And I put one in my soul. Actually, let's put 2 in my... Let's say there's one in my soul, one in my hand.
Well, which one's better condition? Give me a 4K.
Put one out here.
It's in your hand.
That and those 2. Which one's the better condition one? This? Even better than the bottom?
So let's say I've got a hand something like this or something like that. I don't know. Let's just screw around a bit. So you know, I want a soul with this somewhere around 20 or so. 5, 10, 50, 20. Alright, I'm just gonna get rid of these. Say I use them for some stuff. So then I have a field like this. I used all their skills, and I'm at plus 21. Cards in soul thanks to these skills. So swing, 29 each. They go into soul. Let's say, actually no, let's make them 32 each because I used Dark Knight of Nightmare Land through these guys, and each of these were pumped up twice. Yeah, twice. So they're both 13k boosters. So they go in. So I keep one out here. And I bring one out here. I don't use this skill because I'm pretty low. She attacked already. Swing. Boop, boop, boop. Oh man, that's a shitty, shitty drive checks there. And so I swing with her, and then I bring out. Come on, where's the rest of them? There they are. And I bring out her as she attacks. She replaces this. I don't use his skill. However, he does get plus 2k. So we're at 3 here, 3 here. And it happened to him too when it's happened. Swing with this, pull it right there. Plus 4. Swing with her, boosted with him, plus 4. So basically with this, this is a 17k booster. This is 41. This is 58k to Vanguard, 58k to Vanguard. Now that's a super ideal setup. You know, I'm not gonna you know, pussyfoot around with it. But it's one of those things where you could see that, like, it was basically what happened to the other one? There she is. Sure, she's right there. So, like, basically it was because I didn't hit a stand trigger because I had poor drive checks. It's 31 because I gave both of these Dark Knight of Nightmare lands. These go away in their turn after the Vanguard attack. For these two, it's 41. And then these attack for 58. That's the power of this deck. It is probably one of the strongest decks in the meta, and can wreck just about everyone else in it, except for a few exceptions. Dominate will prove difficult, as it will for all decks, because it is simply a new and unique way to play the game. That is by using other people's cards. You pieces of shit. Give them back to me.
Hey,
What?
the cards are my cards now too.
I'll kill you. So, we've got a lot of things that we can do here. A lot of utility. A lot of power. A lot of power. And it's all tied in with Demagogue and Tibbles. Everything else here is basically a vehicle to make sure that Demagogue works off the first time. If it doesn't, it's here to catch you. You know what? If I have a decent amount of cards in Soul, if I have a decent amount of zeros on the field and on the thing, I'll go for him. If I have a field I need to retire, I'll go for him. If I need to refresh my deck badly, I'll go for him. But I'll also go for Bradamouth, maybe. Or if I know I can win it then, if I can just keep them from using Perfect Shields, I'll go for Gilderay. If someone tries to be a little bitch ass and try to grade stuck me, I can Seabreeze. And then I can kill them with Enigmatic Assassins, because all my abilities go off because I'm at G-Break. Blah. Either way, this is the deck to watch. More than Dominate, in my opinion. Dominate's kind of just always been over the horizon for a very long time. And rather than, say, worrying about it, because let's be real here, guys. There's nothing you can do. Nowhere to hide, nowhere to run. Just let it happen, It'll be more painful if you struggle. It's and you want it too, because it's your own people, right? Anyway, it's Dominate's not the one to worry about. You do also want to kind of mess around with Kagero as you can, because a free Ziegenberg is nobody's friend. Just be careful with it. Like Ziegenberg and Dominate are probably dangerous cards to fight with this deck. However, you will still be hitting very good numbers, and you will of course have ways to soul charge more, so you can use more Enigmatic Assassins in your Tibble to Bradamouth turn. Huzzah! Ta-da! Not that Bradamouth lets you use Enigmatic Assassins, however, you're supposed to use them before you attack with Bradamouth. Now my throat hurts. I'm done. Alright, that's it. Hat tip to Chance Sulin, hat tip to Ryan Cummins, and all that jazz. Hope you guys have a great evening. Like, comment, and subscribe. Imagine Guys at October 14th, SUS.
Come on.
They call themselves Imagine Your Goddess. What a bunch of a-holes.
What kind of feeling? I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. I'm hooked on a feeling.
Whoa, guys! Did you know that Imagine Your Goddess has its own web store? Check out all the neat merchandise. Ball scrolls, playmats.
Don't forget about the acrylics and the other goodies.
Oh, Helen!
Yeah, I'm here.
Get them in-store at the Stand-Up Series, or check us out online at our website, shop.IYG.com. We're always adding new stuff.
Imagine your goddess.